Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 of the Kenya vlogs. I'm picking this video back up right where I left it. So today we're heading over to the Masai Mara. We're going to a different campsite and we're going to meet the Maasai Tribe. Then we're going to do an evening game drive in the Masai Mara. Then tomorrow we've got a whole day of game drives. So we're hoping we're going to see lots of wildlife. We also still need to do the art workshop that we've planned for everyone on this trip, so this should be a really fun video. So let's go. We need to pack all of these tents up this morning and put everything on the bus ready to go. But look how stunning this campsite is. I'm going to be sad to leave this place. We set off to Loita Hills to meet the Maasai Tribe, and a few of us used this time to get a little bit creative on the bus. It was a challenge drawing on a bumpy moving bus, but after a few hours we arrived and we had a lovely greeting from Blackie. Oh. Hey. Hey. And of course a lovely welcome from the Maasai Tribe.
Alright, I hope you're ready to dance. We have been practicing dancing. I have to tell you this. Everybody here is the best. They are the best Maasai dancers. But don't take my word for it. Alright,
Nampo Maasai dancer. So welcome to our camp. We name it Suswa. We should name after this old closer tree we have closer here. We are going to show you how welcoming song. Then after there, we'll take you around to show you the facilities around the camp, around our camp. Then after we finish that, we move direct to the village.
He's got no cord. He's getting really intense. He's
And in our camp, we are using as an alarm. Yeah, attention, lunch is ready. Okay? Yeah, because when the guests usually get here, they usually like spread all over.
Yeah.
So we are using it as an alarm to call everyone.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Yeah. And there, here's a hand washing place. You see the hand round, the soap, tap. Okay? The building behind you, that's our dining hall, where probably you're going to have your lunch. It's probably our kitchens, where as you see our magician chefs preparing lunch for you guys.
Oh, these are cool.
Yeah, so as you see,
I love these.
you see Victoria already, she's a beautiful too, like her dining. She's our bartender. Okay? So here, this is in our camp we have 3 types of toilets. We have Western toilet, Mzungu toilet. We are calling you guys Mzungu, white people. So we have the Western toilet, we have the Eco toilet, which is a long drop toilet, and we have bush toilets. Okay? Yeah, and as you see here, we didn't like label like female or male because the big number of the Maasai, they are not educated, which means they don't know how to read and write. Yeah, so this side is for the men. This is the shield. Yeah, some of you have already called the shield, so probably it's for the boys. Okay, and that one, that necklace, we name it Ankarawa. It's a wedding necklace for the ladies. This is our eco toilet, a long drop, which means when you get here, careful on your sunglasses. They are not like holding you well. carry your phone. Yeah, and as you see this toilet, like we didn't use cement to build it. We just used a cow dung, ash from fire, water, and soil. So we mix it looks like a paste or a duck. Then we apply it. And as you see, we didn't have any door. What this side is for the ladies. As you see, the small bell, that's for the female board.
So we use this to alert people that it's already occupied.
Very nice.
Yeah, so after here, I think we are going to go direct to the women. And as we go to there, we are going to meet a lot of kids. And in our culture, we are not allowed to shake hands for the small kids. They will come for you, they bend their head like this. Then you tighten your head.
Okay.
Like this. Sopa. So in our culture, sopa is yellow. And that's the way of respect and the way of the young kids receiving the blessing from the elder person in the hand. Okay?
Sopa.
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 Yeah, they come to you like this. Yeah. Okay. You tighten your head. Sopa. Are we ready? So a spear, as you see, it has three parts. This part is for supporting the spear like this and for practical. This wounded part is for holding. Okay? This part, this is a sharp part and it is like a last bullet for attacking. When you see a warrior putting the spear down like this, that means she has surrendered.
After lots of dancing, the tribe gave us a tour of their homes.
So you're welcome. How cows can feel it? Come and sit here. This is our summer. Have a sit here too. Okay. And this is our summer set. And this is the hash they used to mix with the cow dung. And this is the other bed. This is mama bed. That's for the kids.
After the tour, we had the opportunity to buy some souvenirs made by the Maasai women. The money they make from souvenirs allows them to create reusable sanitary pads that they can give away for free.
We don't sell them, we give them free. So I came up with the idea of these shopping bags because Kenya just banned putting the bag. So we sell them here and we have material, we have money and we buy material for sanitary pads. And we give away the sanitary pads.
That's amazing.
After buying some souvenirs, we headed over to the lunchroom and had some quick lunch before getting back on the bus to head over to the Masai Mara.
Alright, you've been introduced to Richard?
Yes.
We set off on our safari adventure in the Masai Mara in search of the Big Five and whatever else we encountered. The Masai Mara is said to be one of the best places to go on safari in Africa. There's a high density of wildlife, plenty of big cats, and it's also known for the great wildebeest migration. But sadly, it wasn't looking likely we'd see the migration. Jacob, our guide, said it hasn't been seen for weeks and we'd be very lucky if we did. But I was feeling hopeful, and to be honest, I'd just be grateful to see anything out here. And it wasn't long before we spotted our first elephant, which is the second member of the Big Five we've seen. The safari drivers are constantly listening to the bush radio to see if anyone spotted anything nearby. And we'd just received an alert on the radio that there was something close, but we didn't know what it was going to be. You know when you start going off-road onto these bumpy tracks that you're going to see something good, and we still didn't know what it was going to be, but we were really hopeful that it'd be some sort of big cat or a predator. And we were in luck, because for our first big cat sighting we saw a pride of lion cubs fast asleep. Lions are the largest and most powerful of East Africa's cats, and they're inactive for most of the day, sleeping up to 20 hours, and these lions were reminding me so much of the Lion King. Oh, big yawn! Oh, that's amazing. We thought we'd leave the lions to sleep and continued on in our search of the Big Five. But we ran into a little bit of trouble when the other group got stuck in the mud.
What we will call the harem herd of an impala, because I cannot see a male. Oh, there he is, sorry. There is the main man. So this is a breeding herd.
Oh, baby. We only had a short time left on our safari today as the Masai Mara shuts at 6 o'clock. But we spotted this hyena on our way to the gate, and this is unfortunately another member of the Ugly Five. But again, I don't think they're ugly. But Jacob was adamant that he was, and I think he got a bit offended and ran away. And then for our final big sighting of the day, we have this gorgeous elephant.
Alright guys, so this is our kitchen. This is our kitchen, this is our dining area, this is where we will be. And the boys, these two boys have been kind enough to put up the tents.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Welcome back. Those are the washrooms.
Okay.
Now we normally have a boys and girls, but more often than not, because we have an overwhelming number of girls, we tell you just take any that is naughty.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
Alright guys, please find your home and settle in.
Thank you. Oh, this is us. Thank you very much.
Just get it. This is because it's a little trumpet.
It's day 2 in the Masai Mara, and this time we're heading out for a full day. And I got bitten on the face by a mosquito last night. Today is Operation Leopard and Rhino. They're the final 2 of the Big Five that we're yet to see, but they're both incredibly elusive, which means the chances of seeing them are pretty slim. There's less than 50 of each species in the Masai Mara, so they're very hard to come by. But we have a full day of safari ahead of us, and we're holding out hope.
Richard, what is this bug that I've got here? This way.
if you can.
Okay. You can.
That's a spider, it stings you.
There's no shortage of zebras in the Masai Mara, you're pretty much guaranteed to see those. So we didn't spend too much time looking at those because we've got other things to see. While we didn't stop for the zebra, you can never pass on an elephant sighting. African elephants are the largest land animal on Earth, with two different types of species of African elephants. There are savanna elephants and forest elephants. Savanna elephants seen here are larger and lighter in colour, with tusks that curve outwards. Then our next encounter was with this pregnant lion wearing a GPS collar, which helped to determine the location of a pride, and in this case there was a pride very close nearby. If we thought seeing the lion cubs was just like the Lion King, we'd seen nothing yet. Just like in the movie, lions and hyenas are fierce competitors, and these hyenas wanted to steal the lion's lunch. These two species have a very complex relationship and often compete for food in the same area. Hyenas often harass the lions in the hopes they'll get distracted or ideally abandon their kill. But in this case, they're being more patient and they're waiting for the lions to get too hot or too full so they can go in and steal it. You might have also noticed this smaller animal here, which is a jackal, and the lions didn't seem too fussed about it. But the hyenas kept creeping closer and closer and started to surround the lions. We decided to move on, and as we drove off we saw the lions gave up and the hyenas got what they wanted. We continued onwards in our hunt for the Big Five, exploring the vast savanna of the Masai Mara. We saw plenty more zebra along the way, and Richard told us a fun fact. You can differentiate between a male and female zebra by looking at the direction of the tail swish. The male's tail moves to the right and the female's to the left. We must be moving into warthog territory because we seem to be finding lots of families with baby warthogs, and they're the cutest thing ever. It's safe to say that luck is on our side today because we've just come across a coalition of cheetahs. And while cheetahs aren't part of the Big Five, they are part of the Big Seven, which also includes African wild dogs. And it's lunchtime for these cheetahs too. And it looks like they're not alone because a committee of vultures is perching nearby. Can you tell I've been looking into collective nouns for animals? Anyway, these cheetahs weren't about to let the vultures steal the food. Not like the lions did with the hyenas. These are lappet-faced vultures, and they're the largest species of vulture in Africa. They're mostly a scavenging bird, but they have been known to hunt their own prey before too. Just like the hyenas, once the cheetahs were finished, they hopped over and tucked into the leftovers. Vultures are a very important part of the ecosystem. They have the strongest stomach acid of any animal with a pH of just over 0. This means they're able to digest diseases such as rabies, cholera and Ebola, so without vultures cleaning up, diseases would spread like wildfire. It's every animal for itself out here, and this hyena has spotted the carcass. It felt like watching a real-life David Attenborough documentary as the hyena swoops in and chases away all of the birds. This hyena was not about to share with anyone. Luckily for the birds though, he did leave some behind. Seeing these animals interact in the natural habitat is truly an experience that I'll never forget. Every day on safari is completely unique and you just never know what you're going to see. And as cheetahs aren't always easy to spot, we have been incredibly lucky here. It's so easy to sit and watch an animal for hours out here, but there's still a lot to see, so let's carry on driving and see what we can find. While the main goal is to track down the Big Five, I also really enjoy seeing some of the smaller things that you come across. This is a secretary bird and they have a very unique appearance. The name secretary bird comes from the crest of feathers on their head that have a quill pen-like appearance. I find them really comical to look at, but they are actually a bird of prey, and they walk the savannah in search of snakes, lizards, small rodents and large invertebrates. Back to the predators now, and we spotted our first male lion. While female lions are the primary hunters, males work to protect the pride's territory, although this lion seemed to be cooling down in the shade. Less than 100 metres away we spotted another male lion. Richard said that this one was really old and it didn't look like they'd been fighting. So we left the lions to cool down and carried on. We hadn't even been driving for 5 minutes when we came across these elephants. Interesting fact, you can tell whether an elephant is left or right-handed by how worn away the tusks are. And as you can see, this elephant's left tusk is shorter than the other, which means it's left-handed. As you can see, getting stuck in the mud is quite a common occurrence in the Mara. Thankfully, the drivers are very experienced and there's always plenty of help on hand. We're here in the Masai Mara in the dry season, so imagine what this could be like during the wetter seasons. That's why visiting between June and October and December and March is generally considered the best time for safari. After a very eventful morning, it was time to get some lunch, so we stopped off at this lovely peaceful spot next to a tree. We've covered quite a distance this morning and we're now heading very close to the Serengeti. The Serengeti and the Masai Mara are part of the same ecosystem and they're joined together by the border between Kenya and Tanzania, with the Mara River flowing through both national parks. This exact spot is famous for the Great Wildebeest Migration Crossing, where over 1 million wildebeest, zebra and other animals go on an epic journey from Tanzania through to Kenya on a circular loop. But today, the river is occupied by hundreds of sleepy hippos. Hippos are second in weight to the elephant and are mostly nocturnal animals. They spend most of the day submerged in water to cool down, doing the majority of grazing at night time. The small birds you can see clinging to the hippos are called oxpeckers. They feed on a range of blood-sucking insects such as ticks, which they pluck from larger animals' hides like the hippos. Not only is this water inhabited by hippos, but it's also home to crocodiles. There are over 3,000 of these crocodiles lurking in the murky water, and they are known to snatch wildebeest during the Great Migration. They can grow to over 6 metres long, and just like the hippos, they're nocturnal creatures, spending most of the day submerged in water. After a peaceful stop at the river, it's now time to make our way over to the Tanzania-Kenya border. The Masai Mara and the Serengeti are both extremely popular safari destinations. The key difference between the two being that the Serengeti is much faster. This means there are thousands of square miles to explore in the Serengeti, but it also means that the animals are more spread out. Whereas, like I said earlier, the Masai Mara has a high concentration of wildlife, offering sightings all year round. And speaking of large numbers of wildlife, we were about to see something that we didn't think we'd see. After being told we wouldn't see the wildebeest migration, we stumbled upon thousands and thousands of wildebeest making their way across the Masai Mara. While we're not witnessing the height of the migration where it's chaos and fast-paced, what we're seeing is the wildebeest slowly making their way back to the Serengeti. As part of the Ugly Five, wildebeest are quite an unusual looking animal. They have the head of a mule, the horns of a cow, the body of a horse and the beard of a goat. During the Great Migration, zebras travel with wildebeest, and that is because there's safety in numbers. They also work in harmony with each other. While the wildebeest can locate water, the zebra excels in both defence and navigation. They also have different eating habits. The wildebeest prefer to graze on short grass, whereas zebra prefer the long grass, which is why they team up in search of greener pastures. Surrounded by wildebeest, we slowly made our way through the crowd to continue on our safari. With only a few hours left until the park closes, we really needed to find the remaining Big Five. The chances of seeing both leopards and rhinos during this time are very low, but we were still holding out hope. By this point, the bush radio had stopped working, and we were sort of just following our other group in front of us, hoping for the best that we'd find something big. And something big we found. After searching the plains of the Masai Mara all day, we finally found what we were looking for. And while we only saw it for about 20 seconds in total, we can officially say we've seen a leopard. These are captivating animals. Not only are they beautiful to look at, but the mystery surrounding them just adds to the appeal. After a fantastic day in the Masai Mara, we headed back over to the gates, seeing what last few animals we could spot along the way. This truly was a breathtaking experience for me, and it's really opened my eyes up to how much incredible beauty there is in the world. It's given me a newfound perspective on the everyday worries of life, and it's provided me with plenty of inspiration for creating artwork when I get back home. If you're a wildlife lover like me, and you ever get the opportunity to go on an African safari, I promise you won't be disappointed. And while our time in the Masai Mara is coming to an end, our trip here in Kenya isn't quite finished. So I'm here with Zoe now. We've had the best day on safari today, haven't we? We've been out all day in the Masai Mara and we've seen everything that we wanted to see apart from rhinos. And you managed to see the leopard more than we did.
Yeah, she was jumping across, managed to catch her, leaping from one side to another, but she just
so jealous. Your truck was like full steam ahead. Yeah. Is that something over there?
No, the brown thing?
Yeah. I've not got my glasses on.
I think it's a treat.
Anyway, yeah, you were full steam ahead and we were like lagging behind a little bit, so we only just got to see the leopard very briefly, but we got to see it and that's the main thing. But yeah, we've done all of our safari game drives now, so they're all done, and then tomorrow we're going over to the East African Wildlife Society project, so we're not entirely sure what's in store for us tomorrow, but yeah, tomorrow's our last proper day of the itinerary, and then we're planning to do the art workshop on the last day, aren't we? We've sort of had to shift it around a bit.
It's been chock-a-block, hasn't it? Yeah. We haven't actually had much time to just chill out.
And because we're at the campsites and it gets dark at like 6 o'clock, by the time we get back it's pretty much like there's no light to do anything, so everyone's been having a little like getting a bit creative on the bus and stuff, doing little sketches, so that's been nice. But yeah, we've got a full day pretty much at the hotel on Friday, so we're going to see what we can do there. And there's a really nice bit at the back of the hotel, isn't there, where we can all sit. So also the group that we're in is lovely, isn't it? Everyone's just really chilled. Everyone gets on really well. Obviously, like, you know some of the people already, like your brother's here, your partner's here, and my cousin's here. So we know a few people already, but like overall, like, it's mostly 10 people who don't know each other all coming together for a trip like this, and it's just been amazing. I feel like we'll go away with some new friends after this trip.
Yeah. And the guide, cook and driver and
they're so good.
All of the guides that we've had throughout the trip have just been so lovely.
Yeah, they've been amazing. They're so knowledgeable and like funny as well. They tell some really funny stories. And the food that we've had has been incredible.
Yeah.
We've had pretty much a 3-course meal every single night, and it's always different types of food and freshly made. We have soup for starters every night, fresh soup. So
and he's catered for vegans and vegetarians as well, so you've always got options for them.
Yeah, it's been really good. And they've been making us like lunches to take out with us. Like today they gave us some packed lunches to take with us on the safari and stuff, and we stopped at a really nice scenic bit to have a lunch. What's been your favourite bit?
I think probably the first time I saw the zebras in the wild. That was a good bit for me because they're my favourite.
Yeah.
But otherwise, every single day that we've done something, it's just been a first for it. So
I know.
It's always been amazing.
I find it hard to sort of pick what's my favourite because everything's been so varied and so different. And I couldn't pick one without another being also a favourite. But I think I really enjoyed the day we did the cycle safari and the hike, because I think being like on foot and like actually
in amongst
it was different, wasn't it? But every day's been amazing. Even the zip line was amazing. I've just loved every minute of it, and obviously it's not over yet. We've still got tomorrow to come, but the main sort of bit of it is done now, so
don't want
it's
it to
been
end,
lovely. No, I really don't want it to end. I don't want to go home.
Although I don't think I'd be able to camp every single night.
No, absolutely not. Getting all the stuff out every night and putting it back, I don't think I could do that long term, but while we're here it's been alright. Then the bus that we're on is really cool as well.
And we were a bit worried about the trips because you have to travel quite fast. You have to do 4 hours or 5 hours of travelling at a time. But it's actually been absolutely fine.
I've not even felt it.
No,
like, I've not
looking
noticed.
At so much out the window. There's been so much
because
going
on that first day when we did the Aberdare National Park Safari, on the way to the campsite we actually saw so many different animals, and we weren't expecting it.
We saw more than we did.
Yeah,
on
we
the
did.
Safari.
We saw more than on the safari. So yeah, there's always plenty to look at, and I think everyone just like chats, and we all entertain each other while we're on the journey, so you don't even feel it.
Or sleep.
Yeah, or sleep. I did fall asleep and then my head went like this at one point because it's so bumpy. The roads are very bumpy. If we think that our roads are bad back home, come to Kenya. So we've got about 10 minutes or so now until our tea, or dinner, as you say. You say dinner, I say tea. Dinner until dinner is served, so we're going to go. I've just got a beer from the bar to celebrate the last night at the camping. So we're going to go and have our dinner, and then we'll catch you up probably tomorrow or the day after.
Oh, we couldn't understand each other. No, that was the other one. Sorry. But yeah, so we will get more information when we get there.
Today we're making our way back to Nairobi, stopping at a wildlife conservation project along the way. But first, we're taking a break at this amazing gift shop full of every African souvenir you could ever imagine. I was especially interested in the art gallery, full of vibrant paintings and beautiful depictions of wildlife. My particular favourites were these realistic wildlife paintings with really soft, gorgeous colours. It's safe to say I was feeling even more inspired after our brief visit here. So inspired, in fact, that I had a little go at getting creative on the bus. I did a fine liner drawing of one of the Maasai Tribe members that we met a few days ago. And I was dying to test out these liquid acrylic markers that Two Hands kindly gifted me for this trip. They are incredibly thick and opaque, like acrylic paint, so I just used them to test this little section of fabric and thought they would work really nicely on a landscape piece. You can see from the videos just how bumpy this bus was, so trying to draw or paint on the bus was a challenge in itself. But I love the effect that these pens give, and it's making me want to have a go at doing more landscapes in future. We arrived at Mount Suswa to go and have a look at some bat caves. To be honest, we really weren't sure what to expect because our original plans had been changed. We didn't expect caves, did we?
No.
All adds to the excitement, though. So this is a conservation project, and so far we know that there's baboons in there. And that's about it. And bats, hopefully. Yeah. That's about all we know so far, so it's like a mystery day out.
Welcome to Mount Suswa. We have here around 26 caves. Now we should visit around 2 caves. We have the bird colony. Really, I hope you will enjoy.
Thank you.
It's totally dark, so you should have your torches. I don't know.
So our original plans were to go and meet some of the rangers that were working on a conservation project funded by the East African Wildlife Society. But for some reason this was changed, so we're now actually visiting the project itself. The caves in Mount Suswa were formed by lava flowing into the eastern slopes of the volcano. It's considered the world's most complex braided system of lava tubes.
Here we have the bird, who are the caves 18 bay.
Oh, so there they're moving.
No, they're not here.
Oh, I just saw
Yeah,
one.
they are.
That's very here. There are very few. But the caves 18, see, there are very many. The baboons are coming in during the evening time. Usually they sleep at that caves, at the baboon parliament, and the birds are coming out.
As someone who gets very claustrophobic, I found this experience was really testing my fears.
Spiders live over there.
We made our way into the second cave where the baboons and bats live. But as our guide explained, when the bats are in there, baboons go out. When the baboons go in, the bats go out. The baboons use the opening in the top of the cave here to drop down into it.
At maybe around evening time also, there's one who just only came there and sit there, start moving. He just moved that sound. When they moved that sound, all of them were coming inside. Also, they are sleeping at those stone. Do you see those painting walls? Those are their urine. So some of them are also using this.
After touring the caves and meeting this cute little dog, we had a talk from Ishmael, the project manager, about how the East African Wildlife Society are supporting this particular project. And we headed back to Boulevard Hotel Nairobi for our final farewell dinner. Had a lovely sleep tonight.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon.
We had a lovely sleep last night. It was so nice to be in a proper bed with a nice comfy pillow. I don't think I'll ever take that for granted ever again after 5 nights of camping. But it wasn't that bad. I don't think it was that bad. Could have been a lot worse. I've had a really nice time. We're just going to have a bit of a chill by the pool today. Might do a little bit of drawing if we get a chance, and then we're flying back. We're getting the Uber to the airport at 6 o'clock, so we've got a little bit of time to chill. First chance to just have a bit of a lie down and chill, so we're going to make the most of it. Slight change of plan, we decided against going to the pool because a few of us wanted to do the art workshop, so we did the elephant eye workshop that I prepared in this lovely setting at the back of the hotel. So this is the reference that we're working from, and then this is one I did earlier, so this is what we're aiming for. It's not like super detailed. I didn't want to make it too like detailed for anyone that's not drawn before, so yeah, make it as detailed or as loose as you want, but that's the general idea of what we're aiming for. And we were joined by a stick insect. So this is everything that Zoe's done so far. Oh, that's beautiful. So that's watercolour.
Yeah, I think I went over with a little bit of colour pencil.
That's beautiful.
This one was a bit more murky.
Oh, I love how you've added the little bits of fine liner in there.
I'm trying to look through the window and see what was outside, but it kept changing.
So you just sort of done that from...
That was from out the window.
Wow.
And then this one was from a photo from a Memento shell drip.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's quite hard to get
You're
the
really good
details
at watercolours.
But they're a bit hit and miss, I think. Sometimes you can get really good one, and then other times it's a bit sloppy.
That. Oh, you've done so much more than me.
I was trying to do, I drew them all out, but I didn't get a chance to finish them all.
Yeah.
They were for the guides, but
Oh.
I never got around to doing them.
Oh, wow.
Sketched out a leopard, but didn't finish it. And did another panda.
Are these from your own references?
The first one, this one here, was from a picture Toby took, but I've tweaked it slightly to make it run away, so I wanted to do
It's
this.
the tails so that the rest of them can see where they are in the grass, don't they?
It's so funny seeing their little...
Like a little antennae.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Have a go at doing this one with the paint, I think.
Yeah, you're going to use the pens from two hands. Really good. I'm enjoying using those. It's literally like painting. They layer on
Quite a
top of
few
each other
colours.
so well.
Oh, there's brown and stuff in there.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah.
Little panda.
I'm excited to see how that turns out.
I brought some oil pastels as well, so I might have to get using those.
What's that you've been drawing?
He did the guide.
So
the guided
Kevin
tour
was
down the gorge.
the little tour guide that we had for the gorges. So
That is like
he's
Kevin
not
all
finished
over.
yet. I know. I didn't manage to get his trainers in, but yeah, he was
only we
really
knew.
nice, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
know.
He's lovely, yeah. And you can tell straight away that that's him.
It's Kevin.
From the hat. Yeah. Amazing.
Probably finish it off. Yeah, maybe.
How beautiful is that? I absolutely love the colours. Those pens are really good, aren't they?
Yeah, I love how they layer up.
Yeah.
Like you did the background like
Yeah.
that, didn't you? Put a dark blue down and white over the top. I feel like I've overworked it a little bit though.
No, I think that looks really nice. Very African style with the colours as well.
Maybe needs a bit more red. I feel like we see quite a lot of red in
Yeah.
the Maasai, all the Maasai clothes.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna call mine finished now. I much prefer the second one to the first one that I did. I'm a lot happier with that one. really hope you've enjoyed coming to Kenya with us in these vlogs. Do let me know down below in the comments which has been your favourite bit, and I'd love it if you could give this video a like. It really helps the channel out. Subscribe to see future vlogs, and I shall hopefully see you soon.